We must accept finite disappointment, but never lose infinite hope. Faith is taking the first step even when you don't see the whole staircase. Freedom is never voluntarily given by the oppressor. It must be demanded by the oppressed. A genuine leader is not a searcher for consensus, but a molder of consensus. The ultimate tragedy is not the oppression and cruelty by the bad people, but the silence over that by the good people. The time is always right to do what is right. Our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter. The function of education is to teach one to think intensively and to think critically. Intelligence plus character, that is the goal of true education. The arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends toward justice. Peace is not merely a distant goal that we seek, but a means by which we arrive at that goal. Hate is too great a burden to bear. I have decided to love. I believe that enormous truth and unconditional love will have the final word in reality. This is why right, temporarily defeated, is stronger than evil triumphant. We must learn to live together as brothers or perish together as fools. Love is the only force capable of transforming an enemy into a friend. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. We must use time creatively, in the knowledge that the time is always ripe to do right. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. The time is always right to do what is right. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. Freedom is never voluntarily given by the oppressor. It must be demanded by the oppressed. Justice too long delayed is justice denied. Nonviolence is a powerful and just weapon. It is a weapon unique in history, which cuts without wounding and ennobles the man who wields it. True peace is not merely the absence of tension. It is the presence of justice. I refuse to accept the view that mankind is so tragically bound to the starless midnight of racism and war that the bright daybreak of peace and brotherhood can never become a reality. We must live together as brothers or perish together as fools. We must develop and maintain the capacity to forgive. He who is devoid of the power to forgive is devoid of the power to love. I believe that enormous truth and unconditional love will have the final word in reality. This is why right, temporarily defeated, is stronger than evil triumphant. In the end, we will remember not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends. If you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving forward. Let no man pull you so low as to hate him. Nothing in the world is more dangerous than sincere ignorance and conscientious stupidity. Intelligence plus character, that is the goal of true education. No one really knows why they are alive until they know what they die for. A man who won't die for something is not fit to live. Those who are not looking for happiness are the most likely to find it, because those who are searching forget that the surest way to be happy is to seek happiness for others. There is some good in the worst of us and some evil in the best of us. When we discover this, we are less prone to hate our enemies. There comes a time when silence is betrayal. No person has the right to reign on your dreams. A nation that continues year after year to spend more money on military defense than on programs of social uplift is approaching spiritual doom. Not only will we have to repent for the sins of bad people, but we also will have to repent for the appalling silence of good people. Every man must decide whether he will walk in the light of creative altruism or in the darkness of destructive selfishness. Power without love is reckless and abusive, and love without power is sentimental and anemic. Power at its best is love, implementing the demands of justice, and justice at its best is power correcting everything that stands against love. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. We are caught in an inescapable network of mutuality, tied in a single garment of destiny. Whatever affects one directly affects all indirectly. An individual has not started living until he can rise above the narrow confines of his individualistic concerns to the broader concerns of all humanity. True compassion is more than flinging a coin to a beggar. It comes to see that an edifice which produces beggars needs restructuring. It may be true that the law cannot make a man love me, but it can stop him from lynching me, and I think that's pretty important. The question is not if we will be extremists, but what kind of extremist we will be. The nation and the world are in dire need of creative extremists. I could never again raise my voice against the violence of the oppressed without having first spoken clearly to the greatest purveyor of violence in the world today, my own government.